Hi there, I'm Construction Gamer, and this is another UK mod showcase for Transport Fever 2. You've got loads of mods to look at in this episode. The creators have been very busy over the past couple of weeks, and we have a load of new wagons which are attached to this Class 68. These are by CW315 and Freelancer worked together on these, and they all got released within a few days of each other. So I hope I've got my list written down correctly in order. I think what I'm going to do for this one is actually pause the game briefly, just so I can actually take a quick look at them, because we do have loads and loads. So hopefully in the correct order, we have the FAA Container Wagons available for about 1997. But for these, you'll need the UK container assets, which are new, and the cargo assets as well. So these are the low slung container wagons with the, like it suggests, with a well for the container to sit in. These would be for areas which aren't W10 gauge cleared, won't they? So yeah, there we are. That's the FAA container wagons. Next we have although we don't have them, do we have any steel on them? No, we don't. Bba Steel Carriers. I think there are a few different variants of these with different loads on them, like coils or rails or I-beams or things like that. These should be available from 1975, and they will be loaded as and when. I just haven't got any steel industry on this particular map for these to be loaded. I think there are versions of these unloaded as well, but I've only got 2 of each on this particular consist, just because it'd be getting a bit long and ridiculous if we had many more. The next, hopefully, is the Ota Timberwagon, which, yeah, clearly is. So again, this will be loaded with timber if I had any timber industry around. So the Timberwagon's available in 1985. Next is the RRA Ronal Wagon. These are available in 1990. These have varying loads, and in this particular instance, it's got some con mats on board. So we've got the bricks, the usual kind of bricks that you'd have on that. So yeah, that's we will, like I said, we'll take a look in the workshop and see what each of these different things takes. Next is the ZCA wagon. Yeah, stone, I think. This is like what you'd have on engineering trains, I think. Pretty sure that is. Yeah, pretty sure. 1990 is the date on that anyway. And again, there's no stone. Although there's stone at the other end of the map, but it just hasn't got any at the minute within it, basically. Next is this an FPA coal wagon, 1987, date on that again. I haven't got any coal on my map for this to be loaded with anything, but yeah, should have coal in there. Next is the FEA container wagon, 2004 for the date. I think this is a rework of Rob Archer's original FEA container wagon, and again, you've got different variants of this with different containers on, and they will kind of mix and match as well, so it won't just get all the same container, but although there are ones unloaded as well for you to look at, but there are loads of different containers. And the next is Vda Wagon, but it's not there. I don't know where it is. And just like that, 2 have appeared on the rear of this consist. So there's the Vda Wagons. These are available in 1970, and these have I think might be goods, but there are various different loads which these can take, I think. But we will double check in the workshop. I think pretty much they're all using a similar like kind of bogie, aren't they? There must be a standardized bogie for these sorts of wagons, so that's why they've been able to produce so many so quickly. I mean, they've probably been working on for weeks and weeks, but they all got released at the same time. So CW315 and Freelancer working on these, and I think the original model of this one was by Rob Archer as well. So yeah, I've got loads and loads and loads of wagons available now of all different varying types and dates on them, which is good to see. Next we have this HST. This is a fictional livery, although it looks really, really nice, I think. This is, the skin is by Fun Clive, the original model of the Class 43 by Kellicans, and the Mark III carriages, which you'll need as well, by Young Lennon. But this is an East Midlands Railway fictional livery, kind of going with the same colour scheme as, well, the new East Midlands Railway franchise, but applying it to a HST. Not sure if HSTs are going to be applied at all with an EMR livery, because they are getting brand new 810s fairly soon. I know they've applied it to the Class 180s and that, but yeah, I'm not sure if a HST will be getting the new livery, but this does. It's a pretty good looking livery for a fictional livery, and it will stand, just looks good, I think. what more can you say? Available in 2020, this will be, which makes sense because that's when East Midlands Rail took over, I believe. So yeah, just let you enjoy that. It's got obviously the MTU version of the Class 43 on either end, and you've got a variety of different carriages. So you've got this one which you've got like a mirrored one with this little bit of purple showing through, so you can mirror that at the end, and then you've got plain carriages with just the coloured doors, so you can make a pretty good looking consist. Next we're going to look at something a little bit different. It's a mod which I think a lot of people will be happy to see. This is the UK Railway track and catenary. The track itself is a custom track texture by Kilocans, and then we've got catenary by Jack TM and the scripts by CW315. So we've got obviously the custom catenary here and then the custom tracks as well, and they really do look completely different to the standard vanilla tracks when you zoom in. I mean, if you zoom in with the standard kind of game zoom in, I guess you'd call it, then you can just about see the details, but it's when you really zoom in, and we're going to zoom in really close with the camera utility in a minute to see all those little details that they've put into these. But we've got two different variants, so we've got the high speed and low speed, but within that we do have different speeds as well. So we've got 125 and then we've got 186 miles per hour track, and there is some disused track as well, which we're going to take a look at in a minute. But yeah, just take some time. I know I need to paint the grass within this because there's lots of grass, but yeah, just put some track out just so you can show it off. You can actually upgrade, if you've got vanilla tracks, you can upgrade it to the new track, and I'll show you that at work in a minute. But what I want to do is just come over here and take a look, bring the UI back up and zoom right in. So from left to right, the left is the vanilla low speed track. You see it's got no clips or anything connecting the track to the sleepers, and then we've got the new slow speed track, I guess you'd call it, with the wooden bullhead sleepers and the clips connecting it to the track. I don't know if you'd call those clips, those sorts, but yeah, you can see the stark difference in the level of detail of those. And then you've got the same sort of track, but this has got a rusted rail and it's got a lot more grass growing through it, so you can use this as like a disused siding or disused railway. If you're into your detailing, then you've got that track there. It's got a lot more grass growing through the middle of it. And then coming over here we have the standard high speed vanilla track, and then we've got the modded version. We're zooming in a little bit too much there. Modded version, there you can see the clips, and you've got the sleepers as well are completely different, and the rails as well are different on that. So a lot of detail, and it really do look very good, these tracks. A little bit of glitching, I'm not sure what that's about. It might be my graphic settings or something, but I have asked why it's doing that when zoomed in. But yeah, other than that, it does look really good. So if you come over here, let's come over to a section that is the existing. So this is the existing track. I'm going to come over to here, and you can see you've got all the different versions. So you've got the bullhead wooden sleepers, 75 miles per hour top speed. You've got two different versions. So you've got one with catenary and one, well no, it's got catenary, one with no mast, but it'll still have, if you decide to turn catenary on, it'll have the wires, but it'll have no masts basically, and that's so you can manually place masts. Particularly important at junctions. Sometimes the masts might not get replicated correctly, or they might be glitching through a piece of track, so you can turn those off and then manually place your masts. And you've got the same with the 124 track there in the same bullhead, and then we come over here to the newer one. You've got the same 125 this time with concrete sleepers, no mast, and then you've got the high speed 186 miles per hour track there. But we've got a section of track here. I'm going to upgrade this to the one with mast, so it's that one, and then we're just going to click the one there and upgrade these. Now it might just upgrade the track to begin with, but what you need to do is you need to do quite a long section of track before it will upgrade it to the custom masts basically. So if we upgrade this long section here, so if you upgrade a little bit and you're thinking it's not changing my mast, don't worry, you just have to do a longer section. And because all the wires are pretty much the same, I think, then it's a seamless transition from, say, a vanilla section. Maybe you want this sort of mast maybe, and then it's just a seamless. I don't think there's any gap or anything because the wires are all the same. It's just the masts basically which are different. Now let's say you want to do some detailing on a junction or something. I'm just going to upgrade this to the one without mast. Hopefully that should change that whole section, and you can see we've just got dangly bits of wires in the air. For that you're going to come over to assets, and then we've got the UK catenary here. There's just a blue square at the minute on mine anyway, and then you get a 4-track span, and then you're just going to have to look for where the hangers are, and then just attach it there to each of the hangers. And again, this is just for junctions more than anything, for switches which might not be otherwise correctly done, basically. So yeah, we've got those available. Now there is something in the notes about custom switches don't get generated. So if we upgrade this, that's already upgraded to this. Yeah, the switches themselves will stay as vanilla switches. You can see there, they're not being generated. The custom ones aren't being generated on the switch. So that's the only kind of limitation, but that's not anything the modders can really do with. It's just the way the game works with the procedurally generated switches. So there we are. Got some custom tracking. The level of detail really is good, and the custom catenary as well just adds a whole new level to your UK builds, basically. So next we want to take a look in the depot at the locomotives, don't we? Or the wagons rather. We haven't got any locomotives in this episode. So we've got loads basically. So we've got the British Steel Bba Steel Carrier. So you've got the slabs, beams, coils, so it will have different loads depending on which ones you select. Capacity of 15, cargo type obviously steel. I've got the Faa Container Wagon, which can take con mats, machines, tools, food and goods. Capacity of 25, top speed of 100 miles per hour, and you've got one without any container on it and one with a fake load on it. So I think that's if you haven't, basically what will happen when this gets loaded with goods, it will have a container placed upon it. But if you've got like a route maybe which isn't carrying any goods or anything, you've got a fake one there, so you can just put a fake consist together. Similarly with the Faa container wagons, same goods, capacity of 35. These ones can take 2 containers though, a 40 foot and a 20 foot, or 3 20 foots, but I don't think there are any 3 20 foots. But if I just add these, is it that one? One of them's maybe that one. No, I think when you buy the train, it will have randomly generated containers upon it, I think. Pretty sure that's right, because the other one definitely did. So yeah, you've got the 2 different container variants there. And then we've got the British Rail FPA coal wagon, obviously coal, capacity of 12, different colour schemes there. Ota Timberwagon, which can carry logs or planks, top speed of 15 miles per hour, capacity of 15. And the RA Runner Wagon, which had con mats on the one I showed. So it's con mats, machines, tools and goods, capacity of 8 of different variants. And then the Vda Wagon, again same, con mats, tools, machines, food and goods, 100 miles per hour top speed on these, and there are different variants of those, capacity of 15. The Sea Urchin ZCA, which is stone with a capacity of 12. And I think, is that it? Have we gone through them all? I think we have. Oh no, that's one I've already been subscribed to. That's an older one. So there we are. Loads of different wagons with lots of different variations. So there we are. Oh no, not there we are. We just want to take a look at the HST, don't we? So like usual, go to the Class 43 power cars, and then you've got different variants, forwards and reverse. And then if you go to wagons, you've got the passenger coaches. So you can see what I mean there. You've got the purple, so you put that little purple swish on the front and the back, and then you've got plain carriages in the middle, and you've got a buffet as well, do you? Yeah, you've got a buffet car. No sleeper though, but that stands to reason. So there we are. I'm going to leave you with the HST, I think, if I can find it, and say until next time, bye bye.